I describe myself as crazy.
There was this bubble inside me, like I was just going to explode.
Anyone would find it hard watching someone they love get to a point like that.
On guard! What?
This is Kevin Brooke, the family man.
Get mummy! Boys, let's go. The smoke goes up.
This is Kevin, the businessman.
So just go for gold. It's from here, right the way down. Oh, it's got to be done, doesn't it?
But this is also Kevin. It was the best of times, they were the best of mates.
We're like brothers, really.
Kevin and Matt at age 15.
I perceived him as this bubbly, energetic, awesome dude.
But what the photos don't show is that Kevin's mate Matt was struggling with depression.
I was a support person at 3 a.m, 4 a.m, 6 a.m. I'd wake up and see he wasn't there, and I'd have to spend hours and hours talking to him. Pull him out of it, snap him out, hopefully.
Kevin would try to intervene, but Matt was intent on taking his own life.
I could count a dozen times where that happened, easy.
What did you say to try to stop him?
The only thing that I found that got him out of it was to promise him that if he did it, I'd be directly behind him. I put my life for his as a promise to stop him, and it worked. One day I wasn't there and he obviously had forgotten.
What happened?
He finally did it. The bugger did it.
T. Camilla buries herself in books.
Study. I just study and work on assignment after assignment and classes, and then I come home and I pull out the books again and I study to at least 1 or 2 in the morning.
I wish I could believe in something bigger.
Focusing on study because her school days weren't the best.
I wish I could.
I don't even remember much of my childhood. It's just so blurry.
T was 6 when her parents divorced. Life changed with a new stepdad.
The reality was really abusive. Lots of raised voices and crying and shouting and the sound of glass smashing, you know, all of that stuff.
What did it do to you as a kid?
I had to keep it inside. So it became like a job, just trying to pretend that everything was okay, even though I knew it wasn't. It was a roller coaster from hell. All I wanted to do was escape.
T was just 11 years old the first time she tried to commit suicide. She was hospitalised at Princess Margaret Hospital Child Unit. Over the next few years, she would come here many times.
I didn't notice anything around me because all I was focused on was how I was going to end it.
By the time T was 16, after the help she'd received at hospital, life was beginning to get back on track. She was home, her mum had left her stepdad.
We were really happy about that. We just wanted a fresh start.
But soon after, news that would devastate T. Her stepdad was back.
I knew that if he was coming back into the picture, that I was going out.
She took herself off to the park and took an overdose. It would be the closest T came to dying.
Stumbled home. It gets blurry from there. I woke up really scared. When I came out of consciousness, I blacked out again.
T's body was shutting down.
I no longer wanted to do it, and I felt like I couldn't take it back. I thought I was going to die.
But her stepdad waited 3 days before taking her to hospital.
After I'd been admitted, I found out that my mum was in the next wing for the same thing.
It's Matt Fawcett, launching into Hooker Falls.
The promise Kevin made to try and keep Matt alive became the obsession that would change Kevin's life forever.
I had a war on my hands and I had to fight, and I haven't stopped since.
Suicidal thoughts and deep depression started to consume him.
I was going to keep my promise, basically, and every day I had to force myself to live. Every night I had to force myself to sleep, to breathe. It was a challenge.
Were there times that you tried to take your own life?
There was many occasions. Having Matt gone, for me it was an attraction to go join him.
She's gorgeous.
She's the person that saved my life.
T was 16 when she woke up in hospital after her most severe suicide attempt. She found out her mum had also tried to end her life. They both survived.
A couple of days later, my mum came and seen me, and she told me that when I did that, it was her eye-opener. And she knew that if she didn't do something about it, she was going to lose either myself or herself.
A decision her mum would make marked a turning point for T.
She made a choice to really leave him. And it was the best decision she ever made. For all of us and for her. Yeah.
Ten years have passed. Today, 2020 has brought T back to a place she knew well.
So what's it like coming back here?
It's really surreal.
We've brought her back for a very special reason.
Oh, wow.
It's a bit like a prison cell.
Still has the same smell in here.
What helped you the most when you were here?
What helped me the most was my nurse. She just never gave up. I tested her and I pushed her, and I wanted to see if she was for real, if she would just let me down like everybody else, like all the other adults in my life, and she never did.
What is she to you?
She is my light. She is, to me, she is the reason I'm still alive.
So, we've arranged a reunion.
Hi, Erin.
Lovely to meet you.
With Carmen, the nurse T never forgot.
We have someone who is very excited to see you after so long. How are you feeling?
Very excited as well, but a bit nervous.
Well, she's waiting outside to see you, so if you want to head on out.
For their meeting, Carmen asked that we turn our cameras off, a moment too personal to film. But 10 minutes later,
Oh, Leo. Aww. I'm so proud of you. Thank you.
we're
it's
invited to
amazing.
join two
Yeah,
old
'cause everyone
friends
was so
catching
little
up.
and
I wanted to show you photos of my daughter.
Aww. So how old is she?
She's 2.5 now.
Aww.
Yeah.
And you always thought you'd never have children.
I always thought I'd make a terrible mother.
What was T like when you first met her?
She was a really sad wee poppet. Yeah, really. She was not in a good way. I remember her hating talking and absolutely just not talking, and we'd have these long kind of Mexican standoffs of her being silent and me just sitting there saying, I know that you've got something you want to say and it'll come eventually, but it took a while, yeah.
T calls you her light. Was there something about her that made you think she was going to get better?
She never realised what a strong person she was, but it shone through. I just always knew that she'd come right and that she would get there because she is so strong.
Every day he chooses to live, he chooses to get up, and he chooses that for us, he chooses that for our family.
After his friend Matt died, depression had taken over Kevin's life. But having battled suicide for years, he found hope in the most unexpected place.
It was lying in bed and I heard a song on the radio that was played at Matt's funeral, and that was Nothing Else Matters by Metallica. I used to play that song and cry because I carried Matt down to his last resting place with that song. And I heard the lyrics, and it's about love. It's about passion. It was about honesty. And I thought, well, shit, I want that, and I'm going to find it. I wasn't going to die without it. I didn't want to die empty.
So you got out of bed that day?
I did. And I slowly put my plans and my goals and attacked them one by one.
Today, the Brooke family is on a day trip.
How are you, mate? How are you, mate?
Kevin is introducing his kids to a very important man.
Hi. How you doing?
This is Caleb.
Caleb, how are you?
His friend Matt's dad.
Nice.
It's hard on him. I've got that connection with his son in life, like where his son would be if he was still here. Everything I do, it's everything Matt's missing out on.
I'm here! Yay!
And they're visiting a very special place.
Place of hell, but a place of beauty.
It was in this field that Matt died.
Could see him leaning against a tree and sort of yelled out to him, "Hey, Matty, need to talk to you." And there was no response, so I ran up to him and his face was white. I grabbed him, I lay him on the ground, I tied mouth to mouth and rung the ambulance straight away. They arrived and took some pulses and said, no, it's too far. Yeah. It still hurts, you know, even after all this time.
Best drink I've ever had with him.
Garth's regrets will never go away.
Take them seriously. Even though they'll laugh and they'll joke about it, deep down it's hurting. It's hurting them a lot more than you realise, yeah.
Kevin says that you had a huge part in his turnaround.
Well, I was really worried about him maybe following the same sort of footsteps and going down the same path, so I just sort of said to him one day, I said, "Hey mate," I says, "you just watch it, I'm older than you are and I'm going to get there to kick his ass before you, so don't you take any shortcuts, mate."
Those words from Garth helped Kevin make a fresh start.
Made me want to live.
13 years on from Matt's death, this place still holds sad memories, but there's another special meaning too.
It does have another significance. That's where we got engaged. Kevin took a whole bunch of flowers down and I just presumed they were for Matt. And then we went down and he went to a big circle of oak trees, which was just a little way from the place where Matt actually took his life. And then he laid the roses out in a circle, got me to stand in there and proposed. So it was great.
Love you.
Love you too.
This is Kevin and T today.
I have been that young person who was in a dark space and never ever thought that I would ever get out of it. I love my life now. I mean, it's not perfect and I have ups and downs all the time, but I love it because I'm in control of it and I'm no longer defined by the stuff that happened back then.
I'm so proud of her. I'm just immensely proud of her.
He chooses to live. He chooses life. So he's a survivor.
Fight. I struggle every day, but I win every day. I'm not going to let that bloody thing win.
There is hope on the other side. You just got to have faith.